flashback arc of Two Blue Vortex has apparently foreshadowed something huge about the story. Sasuke has confirmed that whatever is wrong with the world can only be fixed with the help of Sarada and Boruto. Now you could say that he's referring to Omnipotence, and the alliance of Boruto and Sarada can reverse this spell. But what if this statement is an even greater foreshadowing and has nothing to do with Omnipotence? The reason I think so is because Boruto seems to have accepted his new fate. He doesn't want his old identity back, and that's why he doesn't have any hard feelings towards Kawaki. If that was the case, then he would have went outrageous upon seeing the person who's living his life. However, he is prioritizing the protection of his loved ones over anything else at this point. It reflected in chapter 7 when Shikamaru asked him if he's an Uzumaki, yet he gave a dull reaction. It seems like the idea of exposing Kawaki and regain his life doesn't even excite him. Maybe because either he knows Kawaki didn't want to do that and it's actually Aida's fault, or he has just realized that there are way more upsides to post-Omnipotence life as compared to the older one. If he hadn't switched places with Kawaki, he would have never met Kashin Koji, who taught him some overpowered techniques. There was literally way too less in his hands when it comes to saving the world before Omnipotence. The Shinjus would have invaded the village, and just because he wouldn't have met Koji, there was no way for him to defeat them. Even though the Shinjus are still overpowered, their 3-year training has provided Boruto an unmatched edge over them. All of this wasn't possible before Omnipotence, and maybe this is why Boruto doesn't want his old life back. He is ready to die in his village, but only after dealing with the big nuisances like Shinju and Code. Not only that, the reversal of Omnipotence could make things a lot more troublesome to Boruto, and here is how. Let's say the odds play in Boruto's favor and Shikamaru accepts Kawaki as the traitor. Further, when the Shinjus arrive to search for Naruto, exposing the dirty games of Kawaki, it would put a permanent stain on his image. Now imagine if Aida sees him in such a troubled situation and decides to help him. She will again activate Omnipotence, making Boruto and Kawaki switch places. As an aftermath, people will start blaming Boruto for Kawaki's lies and sins, making his circumstances much more worse. Certainly, Amado's observations can help Boruto out of this situation, but just because he needs Kawaki to revive Akebi, I don't think he will do anything to lose him. By this we can conclude this prediction of Sasuke is not about Omnipotence reversal. Even Aida said the best way to counter this spell is to create new memories. This means Boruto will have to grind in his new life as Konoha's traitor till the very end. Imagine fighting for a nation who wants to get you killed. Boruto is certainly living a pretty hard life. So what could be this foreshadowing about? Well, the duo symbolizes sun and moon, with Boruto having the Jogun and Sarada awakening a sun pattern Mangenkyo. We know the moon doesn't have the light of its own, and it's only because of the sun which keeps the moon enshrined. This phenomenon was illustrated in the story when Sarada helped Boruto in chapter 80. She motivated Sasuke to help him, otherwise he was doomed to die by the hands of Kawaki, as teased in the glimpse of future. So we can expect a similar event to take place in the future where Sarada saves Boruto and gets him out of some trouble, or more likely they both can counter a huge enemy together which could destroy the world as teased by Sasuke. Well, if we take the case of Sarada, the thing which makes her capable of pulling off a world-saving feat is her Mangenkyo Sharingan. In the past, we have seen the Mangenkyo users manifesting abilities fired by their inner desires, but none of them were trapped in a situation similar to Sarada. She literally witnessed a fateful turnover of the world which made her friend the enemy of everyone. Considering Boruto is the love of her life, the feelings that activated her Mangenkyo must be unique as well. Not only that, her greatest desire is to help him out, which means she needs to get as powerful as him in order to be really useful. If the Mangenkyo Sharingan actually grants her such power, which could make her capable of helping Boruto, it won't be necessarily a fighting feat, rather an ability which makes her the shield of her lover. The idea for this possibility stems from Yata no Kagami, a sacred bronze mirror, literally meaning the 8th mirror. They represent wisdom or honesty, and in ancient Japan, they symbolize truth. Now, if this aspect reflects in the ability of Sarada's Mangenkyo, then its role could be to diminish the falsehood. But since it is not something that would reverse Omnipotence, what are the other possibilities for Sarada to use the power of truth? Well, since it was Sasuke who predicted this potential plot twist, what if it's something related to him? More possibly his clone Hidari, whose emotions could be connected to him. So what if Hidari becomes the most dangerous Shinju who can't be defeated easily, and the only way to get rid of them will be the Mangenkyo of Sarada? We know her Mangenkyo is associated with enlightening the truth, so what if she uses the Mangenkyo to answer the questions of Hidari? As for Boruto, he will be the one fighting him, but when it comes to his redemption, it will be done by Sarada herself. The good guys will prove to be disadvantageous against the Shinjus for some time. Now imagine if Hidari switches up. It will give Boruto a strong edge over the other Shinjus. And the reason it's very likely for Hidari to turn a new leaf is the unique curiosity that he has shown. He was the only Shinju who questioned about his identity and existence. I don't think he has any idea about how he came into being. So what if Sarada's Mangekyou unveils the truth to him and he finds out his whole existence is centered on Sasuke Uchiha? Maybe the reason he asked Jura about his identity was to make sure it's justified. So after finding out the reality, Hidari could most likely do two things, and both of them would fulfill the prediction of Sasuke. First and foremost, he could give his powers to Sarada, which would rank her up to Boruto's level, and this would make her strong enough to face the rest of the Shinju gang. And by seeing this in the context of this statement, Sarada and Boruto together will be able to save the world, cause only they are capable of doing so. Secondly, it could be that Hidari will team up with the Sun Moon duo to expose the plans of Jura. Not only that, they could get to hear the missing Otsutsuki lore from him as well, cause the Shinju seem to have the memory of their past life. I have already explained this in an older video, but here is a quick recap for you guys. So basically, the Ten-Tailed Seedling must have seen the Broken Tablet duo when they arrived in this dimension. Jura was shown to recognize the Senringan at first glance, which means he must have seen someone use it in the past, and just because they came into being a while ago, it can be concluded that they have the memory of their past life. Also, Momoshiki is missing from the plot, so the only way for us to get information on more Otsutsukis are these Shinjus. There's even a chance that Sarada might be able to awaken Sasuke's memories in Hidari. This new and strange reality doesn't make sense for him, so maybe the only way to fulfill his purpose would be by showing the resolve that his human counterpart had promised. All in all, I believe Hidari will play a huge role in helping Boruto and Sarada, and it could be that he will drop some new prediction foreshadowing the fate of the world. Now that we are done with the Hidari part, let's discuss the final possibility for Sarada and Boruto's huge role. The only thing which is common in both of them is that they are immune to omnipotence. Even though Sumire is also immune, she's basically powerless, so let's not count her. I think there would be some Otsutsuki threat which is fueled by the power of omnipotence, and only Boruto and Sarada would be able to deal with it. For example, if Bug devours Aida and unlocks the divine magic, he could manifest every shinobi worshipping him without any excuses. I once explained how Aida and Shinjus are related on the basis of the Myokan faith, and since all the dots are connecting very well, Bug turning himself into the god of shinobis and the Sun Moon duo being the only people who can bring him down becomes a huge possibility. Not to mention the name Bug itself refers to a fault in a programming language. Since Aida is the personification of a programming language due to omnipotence, it's very likely that Bug Shinju will create a fault in this reality. And since Boruto and Sarada will be the only people who know the truth, they can either fight him themselves or recruit Hidari on their side to finish him. Kishimoto has failed in writing female characters back in Naruto, but I think he is doing justice to them in Boruto. For example, he has kept a setup power for Himawari, which could rank her above the overpowered characters. Sarada, as discussed in this video, is on her way of becoming the first female MC of the franchise who will be respected for her role. I'm a bit unsure about Sumire, but judging by her anime backstory, she will most probably help in Boruto's Jogan awakening somehow. Even the role of Aida also signifies how focused the author has gotten in improving his female characters. Moreover, there is a really solid reason for both of them to be immune from Aida's divine ability. However, the disappearance of Hinata from the plot also hints at Kishimoto's negligence in fulfilling female characters. You can find out more about these topics in these videos. Also, don't forget to subscribe for more amazing stuff. I will see you next time.